Behind the scenes in the Middle East, a dangerous war of words is escalating into something far more serious. Iran is now openly claiming that its latest hypersonic missile, the Fatah II, has the capability to destroy one of America's most powerful symbols of naval dominance, the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. Hello everyone, welcome to the Global Intel Network. In this video, our viewers can expect a clear, fact-based breakdown of Iran's hypersonic missile claims and how they compare to real-world military capabilities. We dive into how the Fatah II missile works, what makes hypersonic weapons different, and why they generate so much global concern. You'll also get an inside look at U.S. aircraft carrier defense systems, including electronic warfare, Aegis interceptors, and layered naval protection, and whether these systems can realistically stop a hypersonic threat. Most importantly, the video separates propaganda from reality, explaining the intelligence, targeting, and satellite challenges Iran faces when threatening a moving carrier like the USS Abraham Lincoln. Expect strategic context, technical insight, and an honest assessment of what truly matters in modern naval warfare. If you enjoyed today's video, please do well to hit the subscribe button and also give your opinions on the comment section.
At the same time, U.S. naval power is moving closer to Iranian waters. Massive, heavily armed warships are sailing into the region, placing American forces within potential striking distance of Iranian missile systems. Political pressure is also mounting, with Iran's Revolutionary Guard facing renewed international scrutiny and being previously blacklisted by the European Union as a terrorist organization. Tensions have intensified further after former U.S. President Donald Trump issued a blunt warning: either Iran makes a deal or it faces the possibility of military action. Tehran has responded by rejecting negotiations under threat while broadcasting bold military claims aimed directly at Washington. And at the center of this confrontation lies Iran's most hyped weapon yet.
The hypersonic threat. Iran's claim rests on the Fatah II hypersonic missile, a successor to the earlier Fatah I, unveiled publicly in November 2023. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles that follow predictable, high-arching trajectories, the Fatah II employs a hypersonic glide vehicle. After launch, the missile separates from its booster and glides along the upper atmosphere at speeds reportedly exceeding Mach 13, with Iranian media claiming peaks as high as Mach 15. What makes this missile particularly concerning on paper is its maneuverability. It can alter its trajectory mid-flight, rendering older missile defense prediction algorithms far less effective. With a claimed range of 1,400 kilometers, the Fatah II theoretically places much of the Persian Gulf, the Arabian Sea, Israel, and numerous U.S. military installations within reach. Iranian officials describe it as a generational leap in missile technology. Brigadier General Amir Ali Hajizadeh, commander of the IRGC Aerospace Force, stated that the missile could maneuver both below and above Earth's atmosphere and breach all known anti-missile systems, claiming it would take decades before a defense capable of stopping it could be developed. From development to combat claims. The Fatah program was first announced on November 10, 2022, during commemorations for Hassan Tehrani Moghadam, often referred to as the father of Iran's missile program. The Fatah I missile was officially unveiled in June 2023, and Iran later suggested it may have been used during strikes against Israel in April and October 2024. According to analysis by researchers at the James Martin Center for Non-Proliferation Studies, debris recovered from those attacks appeared consistent with the Fatah I system. By June 18, 2025, Iran claimed it had launched hypersonic missiles again during renewed strikes on Israel, signaling a transition from development to operational deployment. The most dramatic claim came during the largest Iran-Israel escalation to date. During Operation True Promise 3, Iran launched more than 150 ballistic missiles and over 100 drones, reportedly including multiple Fatah II hypersonic missiles, in an attempt to overwhelm Israeli air defenses such as Arrow 2 and Arrow 3. Iranian officials later claimed Israel failed to intercept any of its new ballistic missiles during the 12-day conflict, though independent verification remains limited. Can it really kill a carrier? On paper, the Fatah II sounds terrifying. It reportedly measures around 12 meters long, carries a 200-kilogram warhead, reaches speeds between Mach 5 and Mach 20, and can perform extreme trajectory changes during flight. A miniature engine in the warhead activates during the terminal phase, allowing continuous evasive maneuvers that complicate interception. But modern naval warfare is not decided on paper. The USS Abraham Lincoln, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, does not operate alone. It sails as the centerpiece of a carrier strike group, surrounded by Aegis-equipped cruisers and destroyers, each capable of tracking, targeting, and intercepting dozens of incoming threats simultaneously. One major challenge hypersonic missiles face is physics itself. At extreme speeds, the missile becomes surrounded by a sheath of superheated plasma. While this can reduce radar visibility briefly, it does not make the missile invisible, and it introduces other vulnerabilities. Before firing a single interceptor, the Lincoln would deploy its AN/SLQ-32V7 CWIP Block 3 electronic warfare system. This system projects powerful non-kinetic energy designed to jam, confuse, or even fry the missile's guidance electronics. Hypersonic glide vehicles rely entirely on complex sensors, gyroscopes, and seekers. Disrupt those systems, and the missile can lose control and plunge harmlessly into the sea. Simulations suggest that a single hypersonic missile has a low probability of penetrating the Lincoln's layered defenses. Iran would need to launch a massive saturation attack, dozens of ballistic, cruise, and hypersonic missiles simultaneously, to even attempt overwhelming U.S. defenses. And this is where Iran's carrier-killing claims begin to unravel. Hitting a moving aircraft carrier is vastly more difficult than striking a fixed target. A Nimitz-class carrier can exceed 25 knots, constantly changing course to avoid predictable patterns. To hit it, a missile requires near real-time targeting data, continuous updates, and a sophisticated satellite and command and control network. Iran does not possess such a system. Without a robust satellite constellation capable of tracking a carrier strike group across hundreds of square kilometers of ocean, even a hypersonic missile becomes little more than an extremely fast projectile aimed at where the carrier used to be. Experts widely agree that without closing this intelligence gap, any attack on the Abraham Lincoln would be largely symbolic.
Cost, quantity, and reality. Iranian missiles are relatively cheap, estimated at around $200,000 per unit, compared to U.S. cruise missiles like the Tomahawk, which cost over $3 million each. This cost imbalance allows Iran to threaten expensive defense systems with relatively modest investment. However, production is a major question mark. Hypersonic missiles are complex, resource-intensive, and difficult to manufacture at scale, especially under sanctions. Iran's missile program has also suffered significant setbacks. During Israeli strikes in October 2024, critical infrastructure such as planetary mixers, essential for solid-fuel missile production, was reportedly destroyed. Iran also lost a substantial portion of its missile arsenal and launchers during the June 2025 campaign, setting back its ambitions to expand its ballistic missile inventory toward the previously assessed goal of 8,000 missiles.
The final reality. There is no doubt that the Fatah program represents a significant technological achievement for a nation operating under heavy sanctions. Hypersonic speed and maneuverability are real, and they complicate modern missile defense planning. But speed alone does not win naval wars. Without real-time satellite tracking, robust command and control networks, and survivable reconnaissance assets, Iran's hypersonic missiles cannot reliably target a U.S. carrier strike group protected by the most advanced layered defense systems on Earth. In the end, Iran's threats appear less like an imminent carrier-killing capability and more like a psychological deterrent, designed to project strength, influence regional calculations, and compensate for conventional military limitations. The USS Abraham Lincoln remains protected by electronic warfare, long-range interceptors, close-in weapon systems, and a defensive screen of destroyers, all operating in coordination with unmatched intelligence and surveillance. While Iran claims its Fatah missiles could destroy America's most powerful warship, the harsh reality of modern naval warfare tells a very different story. Extreme speed means nothing without eyes in the sky, and that is a capability Iran simply does not yet possess.
Conclusion: Iran's Fatah II hypersonic missile may represent a bold technological step forward, but bold claims do not equal battlefield reality.
Speed and maneuverability alone are not enough to destroy a moving aircraft carrier protected by layered defenses, electronic warfare, and constant intelligence coverage. Without real-time satellite tracking and advanced command and control networks, even a hypersonic missile is reduced to a weapon chasing yesterday's coordinates. The USS Abraham Lincoln remains shielded by the most sophisticated naval defense systems ever deployed. For now, Iran's carrier-killing narrative appears far more psychological than practical, designed to project power, deter adversaries, and shape perception rather than deliver a decisive military capability. If you enjoyed this content, please support the channel by leaving a comment and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Thanks, and we will see you in the next video.